Alright, here we are back again. So, so between this stream and the last stream, I kind of mentioned when last we were playing Echoes of Wisdom that I was feeling, a little under the weather, and it was just like, normally when I do these streams, I always have a cough because something about talking for 6 hours kind of fucks me up. But I was like, last time it was like, it felt a little like deeper, and usually that indicates like illness. And yeah, sure enough. So I'm definitely a little under the weather, but I'm like, I could probably do like 2 or 3 hours today. It'll be fine. Yes, I intend to climb Mount Hebron. It's very cool. So there's a cave-in right here. And like the idea is like, oh, well, you need bombs to get in. And of course you can do this you can do this with Link's bombs. Like this. But here's the thing. You could, if you actually, that spider that we've been using to get around everywhere's, this one, the Crawltula, if you just place one of these Crawltulas, it'll take you all the way up the mountain. You do not have to go through this cave. However, there is one side effect if you do not. Which, hopefully we'll get to show off here. But we'll have to get to that. Oh, I didn't even realize that bat was still alive. I figured our bat would have just taken care of it. Good, useless. And now you get deleted from existence. Oh yeah, I can work with that. So yeah, clearly the game intends for us to have bombs by the time we go up to here. Technically we do not need bombs to get here though. Maybe this was a mistake. Fuck. I should have just done everything on Thursday. Come on. Why does it... I don't get this fish sometimes. Actually, we do need to go back up there. Alright, so you see that rock right there. So, fun fact. If you, use that spider method I was talking about earlier, it'll take you up the mountain. However, you cannot use the same spider method to go down the mountain. And you may say, well, oh, you can just jump off, and maybe you can glide down. You know, there are a number of different ways you can get down a mountain. Fun fact, none of that works. If you try to go down the mountain any other number of ways, you are unable to go down the mountain. It will not work. Because there's like Death Mountain doesn't have this, but Hebra Mountain has like a fog barrier, and if you hit the fog barrier, it counts it as a death plane. So there's that. So if you crawl up with a Skulltula, and you try to come back, or Crawltula, and you cannot come back down. So you may say, well, oh, you just go into the cave and do this backwards. However, because of the 3 bomb blocks we just blew up, you know, these 2 right here and that one right there, you cannot do this cave backwards. So you can't jump off the mountain, and you can't move. This rock is stuck. Basically, you can't, if you go the other way, you cannot move that rock. You actually get, and again, teleportation, yes, you could totally use teleportation. However, in a no teleportation run, you actually get stuck on the mountain. The first time I came up here, I got stuck on the mountain. Because, yeah, there's no way to get down because of the death plane, and that path is blocked by the bombs, which you can't, like, push the bombs through the rock. It's really dumb, but trust me, I tried for, like, probably, like, half an hour just to get down, and you can't. Because you see how it's, like, all foggy? Try to jump off, nothing. I can try to use, like, a Crawltula. Oh, wait, you have to do it like this. And well, he'll start climbing down, and eventually you just hit a death barrier. So yeah, you get stuck on the mountain. Death Mountain does not have that death barrier, as far as I know. As far as I know, that's only up here on Hebra. And it's really, I don't know, it's just it's a potential oversight. Like, if you couldn't get up here because of the death barrier, I would understand. But the fact that you can get up, but you can't come back down, I think is an oversight. I think this is our yeah, this is our full stamp card. Oh god. Oh. Man, why do cough drops have to taste so awful?
Yeah. Oh.
We have a knack for stamps. Here's a golden egg. And here's your next stamp card. Go stamp rally. So as we enter the cold area here, it's freezing. So you need fire. Basically, we're going to need fire to get through this cold area. Now, here's the thing. Now, in, like, other Zelda games, you get, like, a cold outfit. Or you can use spicy peppers to make, like, a cold resistance, like, potion. And while there are warm peppers in this game, if you actually make a warm pepper smoothie, it only lasts for, like, a minute. For some reason, the warm pepper stuff is on such a small cooldown that, yeah, for some reason... And I don't know why it's like that. I have no idea why the game was like, oh yeah, you know, you can make a warm pepper smoothie, but it only lasts for like a minute and a half. I don't know why the developers did that. Just fucking kill this bat. My god, you're shit at your job. You can hurt it, right? Okay, there it is. It's slowly coming down. So we can make the Igneo Talus, the Igneozole, that's the word I'm looking for. You can use the Igneozole and just hold it above your head. You know, it's like carrying like a flame blade in a previous Zelda game. You know, it's the easy, cheap solution. Your other option is you can just use your grab and grab onto one of these torches. Now, enemies can break these torches. Like, this is not a permanent solution, as the enemies can break them. But it is an option. And you can also make echoes of these torches. Hey, what's up, big guy? It's the Yetis from Twilight Princess. Kondo. Conde? What? Conde was sleeping. Actually, for some reason I remember pronouncing it Kondo because of that E with the accent, but I don't remember if that's actually how it's pronounced. Conde? I cannot remember. Did you wake up, Conde? Thanks, small one. Thank you, too, much smaller one. You can see me. Of course Conde can see you. But small one, aren't you cold dressed like that? Conde has an idea. Why don't you stay at my house until the snow blows over? Oh yes, that's one of Conde's best ideas. Let's go together. Please follow closely, don't get lost. So we can kind of see his foot tracks. And we can follow them. I can't actually remember if staying... Because he's got like a torch. I can't remember if staying warm close to him keeps you warm as well. The bridge is broken, but we need to cross to get to Conde's house. Conde can still get us there very fast. Want to go faster? Yes. Alright then. So when I first spider climbed up here, back there where we're jumping over a lake or a river, and there's a waterfall back there. And I climbed that waterfall. That's how I originally got up here the first time I played this game. And it works. It works fine. And hey, it's Conde's house. What's up, Conde? Warm and toasty inside. So this would be like the perfect opportunity. Like, hey, we made it up here. You know, we survived with some items. You know, Conde's got all this, you know, nice warm fur. I'm sure he sheds a lot. That would be the great chance to give us a snow outfit. But no, that's not what's going to happen. Zelda and Tri, I will remember that. So Zelda and Tri, you're welcome to rest until this stops snowing. Since we're saying names, Conde should say his. Conde's name is Conde. How nice to have guests. It's been a while. A long, long time. What did you two come up here into the mountains for? Fixing rifts, 3 goddesses. Conde doesn't quite understand, but it sounds hard. Trying to reach a different mountain, Holy Mount Lanayru. Do you know how to get there, Conde? Lanayru. Oh, Conde knows that name. Big Brother told me about it. Your big brother? He's a great explorer. His adventures take him all over the place in his hot air balloon. Big Brother said the next great destination was Holy Mount Lanayru. He said he was going to launch a flight from the top of Hebra Mountain to get there. Conde has waited here along with Dad until Big Brother returned from his adventures. So then try, hopefully your adventures are going well. Snow's coming down hard, but it'll ease up soon. 2 of you are welcome to relax here in Conde's home. So you can wait here. What a relief. So we can see 3 beds. We can see Conde and his brother and his father. They made that picture. Big Brother taught Conde many things, like how to crush rocks to make paint. He's part of the family, close to Conde's heart. A little earlier, Conde saw Big Brother. He was walking here on the mountain. Conde saw him from far behind and called out, but he vanished into the storm. Conde chased after Big Brother, but couldn't find him anyways until finally Conde fell asleep in the snow after that running. Maybe Big Brother will come home soon. We can read his diary. Today was sunny. My snow patrol was the same as yesterday. Today was snowy. My snow patrol was the same as yesterday. Today was very snowy. My snow patrol was the same as yesterday. It goes on like this for a while. Okay, so it's just the same thing. So there's one other thing to check out. Those are my cleaning tools. Conde uses them to clean this mountain. Dad used to clean with Conde. Some of those are actually his tools. Oh. It's not snowing so hard now. Time has flown by much faster than when Conde is alone. Anyways, now that it's safe to go outside, Conde is going out there to clean. Zelda and Tri want to go to Haley Mount Lanayru, right? Head to the top of the mountain where Big Brother launched his balloon. So yeah, that kind of tells us a little bit about Conde. You know, he's educated enough to read and write, but, you know, he's the littlest brother. Of course, here's our catch. Dad, Conde promises to do his best to give a mountain a good cleaning today. Okay, here it goes. And hey, he's cleared the path for us. Seems like cleaning means something else, like removing the snow. Since my friends are somewhere inside there, Zelda. So yeah, as, you know, we learn Conde's dad has passed away. It's Conde's father. So that's his grave. And then his big brother just kind of left him here, all alone. Alright, so we can use our fires, our igneosols, to melt ice. To set boxes on fire. And we can spawn, like, what, 5 of them now? Why is that box not burning? There we go. Honestly, it just might be faster to use our big guy. Yeah, he kills him in one hit. That's good enough. Alright, so we can learn ice blocks here. So that is useful. And that'll be important later. But actually, for the moment, we don't. Come on, Igneosols, kill him. Oh, that's a spear guy. I thought that was just, you know, our level 2 guy we've had this whole time. I completely forgot that level 2 spear guys exist. Alright, so we got 2 ways to go. We can go up here, which is a dead end. Conde's got to clean this mess before his big brother gets home. It's not working, though. Still, Conde won't give up. What's wrong? Conde's cleaning the dark gunk, trying to get it away. What do you mean, the rift? The gunk has been messing things up all over these mountains lately. Conde has to clean up before his big brother comes home. Can't get rid of that rift anyways. Really? But Conde's pretty sure this will work. Just needs to keep trying harder. But no, this is something Conde needs to do. So he's basically just trying to fill the rift with snow. And it's just bottomless pit shenanigans. so now we come down here. We can learn Snowball. You can also grab these snowballs and then throw them into each other. You can also use this block of ice. Okay, wait. If that's not where we're supposed to go... Okay, maybe I'm a little lost. Oh, there's a door over here. Okay, and then we can go in here. I was a little confused there for a second. Oops. I'm gonna have to check my notifications. I forgot I had TikTok open. Yeah. I was watching the new Minecraft Live happen. And, they revealed the new, the Happy Gas mob. And, you know, it seems okay. Like, yeah, it's not exactly my cup of tea, but there's... I actually think it's fine. Depending on how rare they make it. It's Mojang, so it could be super common, or it could be the rarest thing in the world. You never know with Mojang. That's just kind of the company they are. There's some ideas, though, I really do like. Like, the fact that you can, like, stand on it like it's a platform is, I think, a good idea. So there are some good ideas with the Happy Gas. I don't know, we're in a weird Minecraft age. Like, you know, we're no longer doing content updates, we're now doing game drops. And what exactly that means and how things have changed, it's complicated. But we'll talk more about that on in chat next week. I was thinking, can you believe how close the Switch 2 Direct is? Yeah, like I'm excited, you know. We're getting to see new Mario Kart and whatnot. But there's also like this fear of like, what else are they gonna do? You know, are they like? Hopefully they won't disappoint. But it's Nintendo. I've seen them make weird Nintendo decisions in the past. You never know with Nintendo. You know, you pray for the best, but gotta be ready for the worst. Okay, that ain't working. Fuck it, Platypus. Okay, that's a little better. Okay, we open that up. Now, normally I use water blocks a lot to like move around, but actually like admittedly not that much this go through. On my original playthrough, I used water blocks a lot. But water blocks, you can't actually... I mean, you can use them here, They're just not as useful because they freeze. Okay, where am I missing? Oh, maybe it's we go down at the start. That's probably it. Yeah, I didn't see this earlier. Yeah, we're gonna have to wait here for that to unfire. Alright, there we go. Rift all cleared. Let's get out of here. Let's try close to a level up. I honestly can't remember. It's been a while. Yeah, okay, he was. I thought he was. And hey, we can now do 6. That's fantastic. Rift should be cleared. Kondo's all happy. That's right. Let's keep going. Since my friends, they're somewhere above us. Let's go to the top of the mountain. I'm surprised there's no, like, flamethrower in this game. Alright, so, there we go. I was like, I know there's a way to get it above your head. So that way you don't actually have to fight that guy. Not that it really matters, but... You know, when we can avoid a fight, it's always nice. Ooh, look at that. He's all stretched out. Alright, let's keep going. Okay, here we are at Heber Mountain. Maybe we can use the lizards, the Wolfos. Now, the water does freeze you, of course, so we gotta move through it quick. I want to see up here. Yeah, here's our ice wizard. Yeah, look at how quick. You know, from those guys taking like 50 bad hits to now just like 3 hits from that guy. That is not bad at all. Other ways we can move through the ice is with the ice blocks that we got. You know, ice floats on ice, so it's an easy way. I want to keep going up. Wind puzzles. Okay, we gotta time this better. Come on. Okay, there's all that taken care of. Really using our Dandore. You know, multitasking. I don't know which way we actually want to go. What if I use Fire Wizards? Will Fire Wizards... Yeah, look at that. Freeze hard. Wow, really? I get it's level 2, but still. Alright, fine, I'll do it myself. You're so shite at your job. Alright, that's the staircase up. I want to go see what that other door had real quick. full of monster guts. Is that really our first time we've gotten monster guts? That feels very late into the game to be getting those. That's a dead end. Oh, there's a thing there. Oh, crap. I didn't know there was a platform coming. I think we're going to want to use a rock. Really? Oh, shit. Alright, so let's heal up real quick. We got these little laser guys. A Moa? Mo? I will take a heart container. Okay, we're getting hit a lot, but luckily we're not taking much damage. Almost to the top. Oh, hey, look, it's the big brother.
Oh!
Hey, it's been so lonely around here. And now he just runs off. Oh, I wonder what that means. You know, since he won't pay attention to us. You know, he's being unkind and unloving. Huh, I wonder what that means. Alright, we're getting close. There we go. Oh. No, of course. But hey, we got a hot spring. Oh, wait, we got rock guys. Fiery rock guys. Tempered Twillis. Alright, now we can enjoy the hot spring. Okay, here we are, top of the mountain. Was that Conde? Big brother, what happened? Conde thought Big Brother had come home and finally caught up with him. But then he knocked poor Conde down. Are you okay? Don't worry, Conde can brush off the avalanche, just surprised, that's all. But you don't seem like your normal self. Conde doesn't feel like his normal self. I understand, Conde. Why would he do that? You've been waiting for him for so long. Maybe Conde wasn't good like Conde was supposed to be. Good? What does that mean? On the day he left, Big Brother said, "Be good, Conde." Sometimes after that, Dad became one of the stars in the sky. Oh, so the dad died after the... Okay. I was kind of like, wait, why did he leave him alone? No, he left him with the... Okay, that makes sense. He's been waiting for Big Brother to come home for a long time. And lately, Conde has been thinking, what if Big Brother never came back because Conde wasn't good? So Conde has been trying his hardest to be really, really good, thinking Big Brother would come home then. I see. What will you do? Will you go after him? Conde saw Big Brother go north of here, but Conde isn't going to chase after him. Being knocked down once was enough. Conde doesn't know what else Conde can do. Sorry, Zelda and Tri. Conde wants to think here by himself for a while. And he's just going to block the path like a Snorlax. And we won't be able to continue on with our quest. Alright, here's our big rift. I can sense my friends inside the rift. Let's get going. Alright, let's... Alright, these are just already existing tornado guys. Now there is one somewhere's in here. Yeah, right here. There's this. This is the Cloud Echo. So far we've been using the Bed Echo for a lot of things. Because, you know, the Bed Echo is pretty useful. The Cloud Echo here is basically just bed, but it doesn't need gravity. Now, it will go away after a few seconds of standing on it. So you kind of got to keep hopping, or else you lose it. But the Cloud Echo is very useful. It can be used in a lot of puzzle solving. You know, you just got to be quick with it. Or you just got to keep jumping. You Because as long as you keep jumping, it'll, like, never go away. See, just like that. Now we can get the warm peppers. Our 20 ruppies. We keep going with our Cloud Echo. Oh, can we not really? Come on. There we go. Shit. Where's our fire bat? Okay, maybe we'll have a chance to get those guys later. Oops. It's actually really nice that we can now do 6 echoes, because that just makes, you know, doing like puzzles like this so much easier, since we can now do 3 of them. Wolfos. Here we go, here's the dungeon. It's a large picture with a lot of writing. Let's see, what does it say? My balloon trip from Hebra Mountain way up to Holy Mount Lanayru was a great success. As I take a quick break, I'm leaving this here as a record of the happy occasion. I'm going on this adventure alone. Dad thinks I'm ready to take over his work of time. My dear little brother Conde is in good hands with Dad back home. He'll be looked after. I'm anxious about getting and exploring the world by myself, but adventure calls. Can't wait to bring Conde with me someday. He'll love it. It'll be even more fun. Now onwards to exploration. Conde's brother must have left from here. And I bet this is his brother. So Kande had it wrong. His brother doesn't think anything bad of him. You know, Kande saved us from that bad storm. I think he really deserves to be happy again. Do you calculate there's a 90% chance that he will be happy again? So I should say, when I first played through Echoes of Wisdom, this was the first dungeon I did. When you get the point to go to here, the swamp, or the volcano, this is the one I did first. And I think this dungeon has some interesting ideas. Again, I'm not going to act like it's perfect or anything, but it's got some good ideas. You know, it like this one. This dungeon feels more like a traditional water temple than like some of the other games. And when I say water, I mean Link to the Past water temple, where you have to keep in mind like states and like how you do in one room affects things in a different room. That's what I mean when I say water temple. Because, so we were in that previous room with ice. We can take this fire orb, and it'll turn on the fans, and they can change the state of rooms. So this changed the room to, you know, hot, when it was previously cold. So we have to basically, you know, switch rooms between being hot and cold, or hot, cold and hot. It's a very simple mechanic, but, you know, it at least allows for some interesting puzzle solving. That was just a monster horn. Or fang, I mean. Really? Okay, there we go. Alright, so we gotta jump up. Okay, we can't, maybe we can't jump over it. But we can for sure block it off. Alright, so we got this room. So we need to get up there, but there's a fire geyser there. So, but we can't get up, we can't get past that, but we need a key. And we can see the key down there in the water. So we need to melt the ice to get into the water. So if we take this, we jump over. This melts the floor. So now we can come down here and we get the key. So now that we have the key, you might think like, oh, well, now we can just go up, get past there, and do this, right? Open that door. But those fire geysers are in the way. That makes everything so much more complicated. Now, I'm sure there's a way to do this puzzle without doing this, but the easy solution is you grab this orb again. If you run it past the ice, it turns into an ice orb. And then it will freeze the room. Again, there's an idea for a puzzle here where you're going to have to remember, like, the state of rooms. Right, a lot of rooms have two different locations. What you do in one room affects something in a completely different room. And, well, sometimes, yes, it's, like, one room away. Not always. Sometimes it's more than one room away, and that's a good thing. That makes for more interesting puzzle design. Oh, shit. So there are some good ideas in this dungeon. I definitely think this is one of the more interesting dungeons in the game. Alright, if the swamp dungeon I was getting lost in, this dungeon is at least trying to do things a little differently. Oh, shit. Oh, I remember this one as well. There's a door up there somewheres. That if we keep, if we do this back and forth. I don't think you need to go into this door, but it does exist here. This is just gonna be like a pumpkin or something. Okay, golden egg. Yeah, I remember that door specifically for that. And boom, we can just easily sneak on by. Okay, we got a room here with some blocks. We can now melt these blocks, and hey, there's a secret passage. I'm gonna melt all of them. Even though, again, I think we only need to melt that one. And I think our clue is the torch on the other side. So now we have this fire orb that we can take up, but we have to avoid getting it cold. Alright, I dropped the orb, but we got a free slug. So you want to get the orb close to you. So that way you can go up here. And we can bring it over here, and that'll melt the room. And there we go. Okay, remember when I talked about block puzzle earlier? This was my first introduction to this puzzle, and I legitimately had no idea what I was doing. They actually spelled this one out for you pretty well. You know, just push the ice block and then stand on them both. But I was so confused the first time I got here. And now that we have the armor guys, it just makes those puzzles are so much easier. But yeah, I think they are definitely better signposted in later dungeons. Because in this one, I think it's pretty... I don't want to say shoddily handled. But you can definitely get a little confused. Alright, there's our dungeon map. Here's another thing I haven't talked about with the dungeon design. Right, depending on where you get the dungeon item, the map, and then depending on the game, the compass. That kind of changes, like, difficulty of dungeon. You know, the earlier you get the map and the compass, the easier a dungeon is. Tends to be anyways, the earlier you get it. But in this game, you know, they almost always give you the map. Usually it's pretty early on, and that just makes things easier. Hey, we have a mini-boss in a dungeon. That actually doesn't happen that often. This game doesn't actually do mini-bosses too much. Okay, if I remember correctly, we gotta pull out that guy. But we're gonna have to use... Let's use you. And let's just do this ourselves. So we want to use this freeze guy to freeze him. And we'll just slash him with our sword. Alright, so now he breaks apart into two. I actually think this is one of the harder mini-bosses in the game. Just because of how many of these things there are going to be. So yeah, they turn into little pebbles, and you gotta freeze the pebbles. Yeah, there's just a lot going on in this one. Because, yeah, depending on how you fight this guy, there can be a lot of... Oh, shit. Come on. Alright, that wasn't actually that bad. I know, that boss can kinda... If you get too many things on screen at once, it can kinda suck. Luckily, we've also gotten a bunch of upgrades. Let's get a nice soggy bed. Because that's probably faster than just standing in the hot springs. Alright, so this one, grab the torch, and then just walk it up. Or, you know, you might have to do some shenanigans. Oh, shit. Ah, fuck. You know, they give you that there for a reason, just to make it easier. Okay, there we go. And we get a fire. So if you need a fire enemy, and this is like the first dungeon you've done, well, there's your fire bat. Dumb. And boom, just like that. Yeah, definitely, you gotta make sure you get that fire. I mean, you can do that puzzle, I think, without the fire bat, but you're gonna want that fire bat for later on in the dungeon. You're at least gonna want something other than the Igneozol that does fire. Because while the Igneozol can be useful, it should hopefully not be your only weapon. Alright, so we see the boss key early on. But, you know, we try to roll a snowball to open the gates, and it does nothing. So that's not useful. This should be the boss door. So the door and the key are right next to each other. But we're not done. We're not even close to done with the dungeon yet. We still got a lot more to do. So we're going to have to find a way to make this room on fire. So we're going to have to follow these tracks. While we can light that, there's nothing, we can't actually, we need to get to the other side of there. We can follow this track. And this comes down here, which then leads into this room. But we don't know actually where that goes. So yeah, it basically, from here, it becomes a maze. And can I be honest? Well, yes, I don't like that the boss key and the boss door are next to each other. The fact that the ending of this dungeon is basically a maze, I think makes this dungeon a lot more interesting. Like, this is a pretty basic bitch-ass dungeon until you get to right here, and then it actually becomes interesting. By the virtue of, like, hey, now we're gonna, you know, make things more complicated. You know, you're gonna have to keep track of multiple rooms, different paths that go in different directions. And see, now we go know that that goes there. Oh yeah, I meant to grab that. And hey, it's some Tektites. And now we can get some level 2 Tektites. Or do we just have to, like, use, like, a bat or something? Yeah. so now we can head back here. I think there's a button. Yeah. And now we can go this way. And hey, we got these switches again, but there's nothing we can do about them at the moment. Because we're going to need that room to be cold. Alright, so we can use the ice block thing like we did last time. That would technically work, but I think it's just easier to use this guy since we have him. Oh, here's our upgrade, our level 2 Wolfos. I think it's called a White Wolfos. And yeah, it summons level 1 Wolfos. So that's nice. And of course, we can make an echo of it. And our echo will summon other little Wolfos as well. It's a decently strong echo. You know, it does its job. I definitely probably won't use it compared to our Knight and our Lizard, but, you know, it's got its uses. Come on. I wanted. Okay, now we should be able to take this. Shit. Okay, so that'll go back up. Okay, so this on the second go-through, this dungeon's a lot easier. On my first go-through, it's like you've got so many rooms to deal with, you know. Admittedly, there's not as many choices. Like, the previous dungeon had a lot of choices, but the puzzles were actually not complicated. This dungeon has a lot less choices. But, you know, the puzzles at least have a little bit more going on. Yeah, sure, I guess that's how I'll frame it. Even though, again, we're done with the dungeon now. We just gotta go beat the boss. Oh, now, okay, so we did that. And now we've got to freeze the room. So that way it'll clear. Okay. I just knew we had to melt it. I completely forgot we had to refreeze it. I also noticed that $50 up there. Now, I kind of wish the ending door wasn't right here. Because the boss door is right down there. I kind of wish there was, like, you know, we had to, like, go back into the rooms we just came, and maybe we have to, like, freeze or, you know, heat up something again. And that leads us to the boss door. I don't know, I kind of wish there was just a little more to it than, hey, the boss door is right next to the key. Alright, we got the big brother. Okay, the evil big brother. Kande's brother. Something feels off here. How Kande's brother looks like a painting. He looks something like that. There's no way that's him. So he's got this helmet. Scorchill. So right now he's a fire guy. Or an ice guy. So we have to hit him with ice attacks. Or he's an ice guy. So we have to hit him with fire attacks to break his horn. And once we do that, now we can hit him. So this is why, if you need the keys, you know, that fire keys, it's a good, steady source of fire attacks. So now he's in his fire form, we have to hit him with ice attacks. So it's the same idea. Luckily, we have all these wizard guys, so that makes our life a little bit easier. But this guy can be a little harder if you don't have the right enemies. But look, there's phase 1 and phase 2 done instantly. Alright, so now we gotta start off with ice. He didn't even get a chance to use a fire attack. Okay, I made quick work of that boss. That went really quick. Normally that, the wizards are powerful enemies if you can get them to work. But normally that boss takes a little bit more time than that. You know, normally, like, I think the first time I did it, I had to use keys. I had to use the fire and ice keys. And those guys are a lot less reliable and do a lot less damage. And hey, there's no dragon on this mountain. Unlike the last time we were up at a Mount Lanayru. My friends shared some of their power. Level 10. I'm assuming that gives us some discounts. Yeah. Okay, nothing we really use, but, you know, discounts are always nice. We got some mighty crystals. And, hey, yes, did I intentionally save the Goddess of Wisdom for last? Because Echoes of Wisdom? Yes, I did. Your wisdom has freed this land, which is swallowed by nothingness. I am the goddess Nehru, one of the three who created this world. You have demonstrated true wisdom, thus I grant my sanction onto you. Yes, I did this one last very intentionally. Nehru sanction. Priestess, we three were born witness to your true nature. Now to open the pass of the prime energy, go to the ancient forest guarded by the sacred tree. You may also encounter the hero you seek. Remember this, your wisdom will one day be your salvation. Got all the sanctions. Now we can go to the ancient forest guarded by the sacred tree. No idea he's been chasing a creature the whole time. That means he's no closer to reuniting with his brother. I wonder if he'll be sad about that. Oh, not Fee. Do you understand human emotions? Alright, we got our heart container, which bumps us up to 13. And let's get out of here. You're back. Where were you? Conde was worried and unable to find you anywhere. Oh, the mountain. It's so clean everywhere. What? You two took care of that dark gunk, and you two cleaned the mountain. Thanks, that makes Conde happy. But, what's wrong, Conde? You and Zelda are better good than Conde. Much better. Big Brother wouldn't be so disappointed if Conde was as good as you two. He's not disappointed in you, Conde. Don't lose your spirit over this. Your brother said he wanted to take you on an adventure with him someday. What do you mean? So Brother is still on his adventure? Conde was only seeing the back of some big monster. Conde feels better. But you've waited so long for him to come home. Aren't you sad he's not back yet? Not at all. His adventure isn't over yet. That means he'll be back when it is. But you've been waiting. Only until he comes home, and he will, so Conde can wait forever. Let's try worried about Conde. I just want to make sure you stay in good spirits, Conde. You helped Zelda during the big snowstorm, after all. Well, Conde will stay in good spirits as long as Zelda and Tri are in good spirits. Thanks for telling me about Big Brother. Glad you're feeling like your normal self again, Conde. Conde has never felt more like himself. Good spirits and all. Oh, look at him. How old do you think he is? Like, he's clearly meant to be, like, a child. But, like, how old of a child? Like, Conde is back to his usual happy self. Hope his brother comes home soon. Glad we're finally able to take care of the rift on Mount Nehru. Now we have the sanctions from the goddess Nehru, too. Zelda. The ancient forest the goddess mentioned, I don't know where it is. Maybe Father knows. Long have I waited for this moment. Zelda. They made an echo of us. I actually think that's neat. It's one of those things, like, if fans were to ask, like, well, oh, if Null's power is to make echoes of things, can't he just make an echo of the main character? And sure enough, the game addresses that. The goddess has provided their sanctions, so I should be able to approach the prime energy. Yes, this identity should suffice. Zelda. Yes, warp us home. I actually don't know where he warps us. Okay, so technically, when I talked earlier about getting stuck on the mountain, you won't get stuck on the mountain as long as you do that dungeon last. Okay, so that is a thing to remember. Not that I don't know when I'm ever going to play this game again. Are you after you collapse? Sorry about the castle. We've been watching over and waiting for you to wake up. Well, what's happened? I see. The goddess spoke of the ancient forest with a sacred tree. Impa, do you know anything about this? Yes, it has to be the eternal forest. As for the sacred tree, well, that must be a beautiful large tree located there. So it's the forest northwest of here. Trees are dense, to navigate them will prove challenging. Zelda, Null must have been planning this from the start. Waited until it earned the rights to seek the prime energy, then created an echo of you. That's why they imprisoned the goddess in the rifts, to lure us in and advance their plan. If only I'd realized this sooner. Well, this is farther discouraging, isn't it? Discouraging? Oh, you mean this feeling, discovering Null's plan so late. Yeah, I feel very discouraged. Null might end up obtaining the prime energy. If that happens, our best chance will be able to join forces with Link. The goddess just shared that if you go to the Eternal Forest, you might find our hero Link. Zelda, as your father, the truth is that I want you to remain here. It pains me to consider you stepping onto the danger once again. But now I understand that you are the priestess of wisdom. As king, I must ask for your help. Please go to the Eternal Forest and find the hero and put an end to Null's nefarious thing. Please, priestess, save Hyrule. So you know how most Links have, like, a title? Like, Twilight Princess's Link is the hero of Twilight. Wind Waker's Link is the hero of Winds. Ocarina of Time's Link is the hero of Time. And so in this game, right, as Zelda, we are the priestess of wisdom. Like, that's our title. But what does that make the Link of this game? Is he just the hero of courage? Does he not have a title? I know most titles are like fan-made things. Like, I think the only titles that ever actually come up are like, I want to say the Twilight Princess and the Ocarina ones. Maybe the Wind Waker one, I'm a little rusty on that. You're not leaving again, are you? You're not wrong, we're going to the Eternal Forest. Well, then ensure the Eternal Forest is safe passage. If you leave everything to me, I'll be a worthy officer. So he's gonna go scout ahead. Uh-oh. You have a chance to tell Wright the important thing, that Null made an echo of you. Yeah, Wright's pretty bad at his job. I mean, he can be inspiring when he wants to be, but for the most part, he's pretty shite. Alright, let's get our horse. Yes, eat your Echo Carrot. Alright, let's get going to the forest. Let's just go finish the game. What did I say? You know, we're at 1:30, which, I mean, is good progress for the dungeon. But when we're on such a strict time limit, we probably were going to run out of time. So we could have previously, if we'd come by here, we could have gotten this warp point, but we would have been unable to go into the forest here. The game would have, like, stopped, you know, like most forests in previous Zelda games. They would have, like, blocked us off and stopped us. Alright, we'll do that in a little bit. Let me get the quest first. Let's go talk to Wright. Princess, who would do such a thing? Or why would you do such a thing? There's an echo of you. I couldn't tell the difference. I certainly learned a painful lesson. Now there's a fraudulent princess is gone. Wait, I'm recalling last I saw her, she was examining that stone. Path will open. To crown each pedestal with the power of echoes. And there's our ball. So you've got these pedestals, and we basically have to put an orb echo on each one. But you have to do it in one go. So my recommendation is just to go find the 5 pedestals and clean out the forest. You know, there's a lot of enemies kind of hiding away in the forest. You want to go find them, kill them, you know, get some new guys, because there's a few new guys that we haven't seen up till this point. And then you go back and you do everything. Because luckily we don't have to worry about like a blood moon or anything. Admittedly, I don't remember where they all are, because it's been a while. Okay, so there's one. I think that's our back corner. I think we missed one. Because if we go directly from here, go this way. Yeah, here's our back middle. And then back here somewhere, there's our back corner. That's our entrance to get in. There's that one. And we just need to find one more. Because, yeah, basically while you're doing this final puzzle, you can't summon any echoes. Oh, there it is. Okay, there's a plant on top of it. Right, like, I mean, I guess we could, like, if we're early on enough, we could summon, like, a Zoll or something. But we've got to be very selective with it. I guess let's just clear, because we've cleared all the path, we've got the orb. Let's just go place down our orbs. So when we do that, it lights up. And it glows. But, so you can see it glowing. But if I remove it, it stops glowing. So that's why I say, like, oh, we have to do it all in one go. Or else it won't work. Did I really already pass? Okay, here it is. Yeah, I think it's just easier to clear out the forest first. And then come back and do it. We, of course, got to sit through this cutscene every time. Which sucks. Now you can do, as long as you pick it back up, you'll be fine. As long as you don't do like the hold to clear all, then it also won't be an issue. It's not a hard puzzle at all. But this does tell you by this point in the game, you need to have all 6 of the tri-shards. That, right, if you don't have 6 of them. I admittedly I don't think I've ever gotten past level 10 in my own playthrough. So I'm assuming there's at least another level or 2, but I don't know if that other level or 2 gets you more echo summons. Alright, so let's come up here. We can check this. It makes the Triforce. And that opens the way. Oh wait, excuse me, it's not. It's the Prime Energy. Secure the path ahead. No, you can't. This is sanctioned by the goddesses. Only those who can go through. So leave it to us. You know, we gotta put one more man in his place before we end this thing off. Okay, there's one more thing. Before we move ahead, there's one more thing we gotta do. So earlier I pointed out, where is it? These. So if we follow these, we head this way, keep heading this way, head down this way, head over this way. Now, admittedly, I do not remember if you actually need to follow this, or if, you can just go here anyways. I kind of don't remember. But I think for its all best and safety, you should just follow it. And now, the strongest enemy in the game, the Lionel. So this is your strongest summons. It's not actually that hard to kill, especially if you've got, you know, some of the guys we have. It requires all 6 of our shards. Is this? No, that's 5. So it takes all 6, but it's so strong, and it'll be very useful to us at the end. On my first playthrough of the game, I did not get that. I think I only found out about that because of a TikTok short. Well, I knew Lionels were in the game, because, spoiler alert, we're going to have to fight one in a little bit. But, yeah. The one we fight, we will not be able to make an echo of. Alright, there we go. Let's continue on and go get the Prime Energy. Wait. Didn't I want to upgrade that? You know what? Fuck it. It doesn't matter. Actually, yes, it kind of does. Let's real quick go running. Fucking. You know, normally this is just where I would teleport. Can we carrot? Nah, we can't. Luckily, it's not that far. You know, it's really nice that they give you a horse. It just sucks that in all the areas you can't use the horse in. Because, you know, basically all the major areas are completely blocked off from horse usage. Yeah, we should probably go upgrade our sword. Not that we'll be using it, but, you know, it's useful. Because we've got a Lionel, and that Lionel is going to do a lot of damage. So I guess I should talk. So every time up until this point, whenever I say Prime Energy, right, I'm trying to say that very sarcastically. That's not on accident. So if it isn't obvious by this point, the Prime Energy that they keep referring to is the Triforce. For some reason, the developers of this game had the idea of, like, well, you know, even though it's been called the Triforce ever since, like, the first Zelda game, I think the name Triforce is as old as the Zelda series itself. For some reason, this game is like, oh, well, you know, we're going to set it in a world that is so distantly removed from every other Zelda game that they've forgotten the name Triforce. And that's why they call it the Prime Energy. Okay, hey, we got a Minecraft Diamond Sword. So if that's their justification, that's why they call it the Prime Energy and not the Triforce. Now, I do think they were in a great position here to do like a Minish Cap thing, because Minish Cap, part of its, you know, fame to being number 2 on the timeline, is that Minish Cap is the introduction of Link's stupid green hat. And so because Minish Cap introduces Link's stupid green hat, hey, now every game can claim to be after that, because that's where Link gets his stupid green hat. The only problem is that in Skyward Sword, a game that takes place before that on the timeline, Link has his stupid green hat. So there's literally no reason for Minish Cap to be the second game in the timeline. And it actually makes no sense as the second game in the timeline. But Nintendo stubbornly refuses to not do anything about it. And that's kind of how I feel about the Prime Energy here. Like, if they called it the Prime Energy, and then, you know, we have our little fairy Tri, and it got renamed the Triforce after Tri, I'd be like, okay, that makes sense. Except for the fact that they also call it the Triforce in Skyward Sword. So, like, fuck me, right? There's no winning. I think renaming the Triforce into the Prime Energy is dumb. And you could have called it the Triforce, and then say the fairy Tri is the protector of the Triforce. Or some shit like that. And then this game's place on the timeline is also dumb. This game takes place after Oracle of Ages, after Oracle of Seasons, after Link's Awakening, after Link to the Past, and after Link Between Worlds. Not in that order, obviously. This is the end of that timeline, when I think this game would make a lot more sense if it was the beginning of that timeline. I think this game should be a sequel to Ocarina, but a prequel to Link to the Past. But no, instead it takes place after Link to the Past and Link Between Worlds. It makes no sense, but whatever. You have returned quickly. You have already obtained the Prime Energy. Oh, the person was an echo. She managed to fool this old tree. I, the Deku Tree, have long watched over this protected forest. And so, ancient as myself, not easily deceived, and yet my bark overgrew my eyes, it seems. You know what else would have been cool? If the Master Sword was here, and we just kind of walked on by it. Because normally, like in the Link to the Past timeline, this is where the Master Sword is normally hidden. Admittedly, the Deku Tree's not here, but the Master Sword is here. So it would actually have been kind of cool if the Master Sword was here, but as Zelda, you know, we can't wield it. But it's just kind of sitting, it's like set decoration. I think that would have been a cool detail, but nah. However, she has deceived me, she won't be able to deceive the Prime Energy. In turn, bear witness to divine judgment. May you be strong, priestess of wisdom. Yeah, like imagine if in the center right here, there was just the Master Sword hanging out. I don't know, I think that would be cool. To be fair, Zelda's the only other person to have ever held the Master Sword. Not counting clones, question mark? I don't know, do things like Dark Link count? And hey, look, it's the Triforce. Oh, wait, I mean the Prime Energy. It's such a dumb change. It's such an unnecessary change as well. It's like when Twitter changed its name to X. Like, you already had a good name that people use synonymously with your product. There's no reason to change it. There's a pleasant place for Null. The void needed only Null. As all was well in its right order, until the goddesses came and created the world, stealing away Null's peaceful void. Null reluctantly tore in the fabrics of the world, but the goddess's servants always repaired it. Till now. Now Null can return things to how they were meant to be, back to nothingness. It's time for you to return all to the void, back to the state at which Null prospers. Oh, Triforce, I wish... Tauberpaw, happy birthday. Oh, I fucking love that. I love Wind Waker Super Abridged. I wonder if they're still around. Tauberpaw and Zana Azumaki. I wonder what they're up to. Gosh dang it, Null, you broke it. Okay, you get the power one. We get the wisdom one. And then... I don't know, whatever happened to the courage one. Curse the goddesses. How dare they insinuate that I, a perfect echo, do not deserve the right. Though I did receive one, if I can gather the other two, everything is mine. One went to you, and the last one. Could it have gone to him? Unfortunately, I do not have time to deal with you right now. That's actually one of the things I do like about Zelda. Is that, right, well, one of the power goes to, you know, Link. One of them goes to Zelda. I like that one of the powers goes to the villain. I think that's interesting. I mainly think of, like, Twilight Princess and how Twilight Princess does it. But it's not the only game that does it. It's what it feels like to be afraid. But everything will be fine as long as I'm with you, Zelda. Alright, let's go after the rest of the Prime Energy. Oh god, that's awful. I sense Null way back there. Prime Energy must be ahead. Come on, Zelda. Let's actually save. It's been a while since we've saved. So now, you know, we've done a lot of these still world parkour courses. And now we've got one final one with using all the different varieties of characters and enemies and whatnot. Of course, some things don't change, you know, clouds, beds, still good friends, still very useful. And of course, there's multiple paths up here. You know, it just depends on how you use your echoes. This way. Shit. Wetlands area. Alright, fine, I'll kill some stuff. Or I'll get somebody else to kill it for me. Where's just a normal bat? Or keys, I guess. Alright, here we go. Let's sleep in a bed. And now we got the final confrontation. Get our Lionel. Yep, sure enough. The Triforce. So you're the hero after all. Well, yeah, no shit. You hadn't figured that out at this point? It's him. It's Link. We finally found him. Well, here you are. I didn't have time to deal with you earlier. I suppose I'll make time now. All the Prime Energy is gathered here, and the Great Null will consume it. Alright, so we gotta fight. You know, it wouldn't be a Zelda game without us having to fight an evil Zelda. Sadly, this happens way more than, you know, you'd think it would. If I had a nickel for every evil Zelda I fought, I'd actually have a fair few nickels. Because you actually fight evil Zelda a fair few times in these games. And that's where we got the upgraded sword. Even though, you know, the bow is actually, like, far more useful here. I'm sure we could also use the Lizalfos to hit the evil Zelda. Yeah, let's try using the Lizalfos. Okay, there's phase 2. Oh, shit. There you go. Like I said, the Lionel is powerful. And they escape. No. There she goes with the prime energy. Okay, let's sleep. Alright, let's get some energy back. So even though, you know, we upgraded our energy, we upgraded our sword, we can't actually use this, because... Alright, we're going to free Link here. You know, in the same way he freed us. Link, you're not hurt. You're alright? I'm glad. So the Hero of Legend and the Priestess of Wisdom are you two. Oh, he's just called the Hero of Legend. Isn't that what the, Link to the Past one might be called? I don't know. Null absorbed the last one. He's part of the Prime Energy and is incredibly potent, so we have to take Null down. We've all got to work together to take the Prime Energy from Null. Okay, but Link, you're unarmed. We can't defeat Null like this. Zelda, let's give Link the weapons you recovered. Oops. So when I had this final boss in my head, my thought would be, oh, wouldn't it be cool if we created like an echo of Link? Like imagine us spawning like a bunch of echoes of Link. I think that would be pretty cool. But no, instead we give him our weapon. And then we go inside with him. So it'll be us and Link working together to defeat the final enemies. Which is okay. And I definitely do feel like there's some potential here for like a multiplayer Zelda. Where one person is playing as Link, the other person is playing as Zelda. Like, It Takes Two style. I think that would be kind of cool. And hint, hint, wink, wink. That might be the topic of the podcast next week. But... yeah, this last dungeon's okay. You know, for you having to work with an AI Link, it's okay. It's definitely not as bad as working with the puppet Links from Triforce Heroes. Alright, the Triforce is inside. Let's go. So as far as I know, the sword upgrades you do give to Link do increase his damage and whatnot. So that is useful to have. But yeah, we can no longer turn into our sword form for the final boss here. Which just makes things a little bit more complicated. You don't need to... listen, Link, we've been through a lot. I don't need you to stop us at every corner. So yeah, Link will help us. He'll use the bow. He'll use the arrows. He can be useful. But, of course, we grabbed this for a very specific reason. Lionel. So, right, I said I knew about the Lionel in this game because of this one right here. So there is one Lionel in the game, but this is a dark Lionel, so once we kill it, we won't be able to make an echo of it. So that's the only one you're required to fight. But yeah, this reminds me of the if you take the path in Breath of the Wild and you go up the gauntlet, that's kind of what this reminds me of. And hey, now we're separated. So I don't know if I said this already. This is a dungeon. This does count as our 8th dungeon, the inside of Null. And yeah, they separate us so that way, you know, we'll do puzzles on this side, Link will do puzzles on that side. It's, again, it's an okay idea. I definitely get where the developers were coming from there. Oh, shit. I swear we can just do like this. And yeah, just like that. So this is not a very complicated puzzle, especially because, you know, because Link is AI, you know, if the player were required for him to do something specific, that would make this a whole lot harder. Whereas because he's just dumb, you know, they don't actually require for him to do anything other than, like, kill a few enemies. Which is definitely good, but I do feel like this dungeon could be more interesting if they had given Link something to do. You can actually get on Link's side. There's a way to glitch the game where you can get on his side, so that way you're both on the same side. But I don't remember how to do it. But no, I think this dungeon has some good ideas. But I do definitely think it would benefit from actually being multiplayer. You know, they've done 4-player Zelda. They've done 3-player Zelda. I think I would actually be fine to see 2-player Zelda. But like I said, we'll talk about that in the future. Oh, shit. Okay, so we kind of screwed up the timing on this one. I mean, we could probably just use the spider. But this is what we're supposed to do. Yeah, let's get a keys just in case. And then... I guess we could just use this. Oh, shit. Really? Alright, now let's go up. This dungeon is also not very long. Okay, so this is the puzzle I think I talked about earlier. So, Link is over there. And there are multiple ways to do this. The way that I didn't think about, but is totally an option, is just for you to get Link stuck like that, and then just let him go. If you the first time I did that, I just placed boxes, but then when my mother did it, I think that's what she did. She just kind of got Link up there like that. She might have used like a spider web or something. But that was not at all, because, like, you can place boxes, like... Wait, let me just make an example. Let's use the bed. So you can do that, and, like, you can place boxes to, like, make him a staircase up. But yeah, and that's the most complicated Link puzzle in the game. Baby mode. Because, again, he's an AI. If you give him too much to do, then you're just gonna fail. And here we are. There's the dungeon. Wow, I could have done this yesterday. If I had done this 2 days ago, you know, I was worried about running out of time. We did this in basically just a little over 2 hours. We will have beaten this game before it hits 2:30. Let's put it like that. We still got some things to do, obviously. But yeah, we're very close. Alright, let's go beat this game. Hey look, it's the Endless Pit from Link's Awakening. In we go, Endless Pit. So when it comes to this boss... Alright, let's actually get it started first. So we've seen this clause before. Priestess of Wisdom and the Hero. I see you intend to interfere. How vexing. Then again, you've come here and brought the Prime Energy directly to me. The goddesses, they have taken everything from me. Now I will use their power to take it all back. This is the Prime Energy. I'm overflowing with power. He's consuming the world. Null is creating massive rifts. The towns, everyone's being pulled in. I understand now. I understand that this is the Prime Energy. Yet it is insufficient. I hunger for more. I must have everything. I must have all the Prime Energy. Give it to me. Alright, this is Null. I actually kind of like that Null is just an evil tribe. They're not one-to-one the same design, but they have similar designs. And I think it's kind of cool that Null and Tri have similar designs. So, what you can do to beat this boss... So, you can actually just fight him normally, but... if you use Tri's grab ability, it makes those weak spots, those white weak spots, that Link can then stab. You can also just, like, use your Lionel, and it'll have a similar effect. Especially right here. But no, I actually like... There are two ways to fight this boss. Just with normal attacks, like Link, and then by grabbing it and pulling it. And I think that makes this boss fight way more interesting. And Link knows that, like, oh, you've grabbed onto the things? Well, I guess I should go, you know, stab him. Like, the AI is programmed to go after him. So actually, yeah. I had no idea about this whole pull strategy until I watched GDQ earlier this year. And now that I do know about it, I actually think this is the best way to fight this boss. It's not the only way, as the other way also does work. But it's far less efficient. And yeah, definitely pull on him. Because that's it takes it from being like, it takes like a bunch of hits to break him to only one hit. Right? Link only takes a single hit to break that guy. And that's just so much more convenient. This is 100% the best way to fight this boss. Because, yeah, before what takes multiple hits, now you can do in just one, and that's great. There's also, I know later on there'll be, like, there's a specific order you want to do these things in. That, like, oh, you want to do this part first, so that way it's easier. And we just gotta use our Lionel, and boom, there we go. Okay, admittedly, I think that's just phase 1. I think he has 3 phases, maybe 4. Not enough. I must have more. Null is trying to escape. Hurry. So we can chase after him. Meanwhile, Link will have to deal with this. So, for this, I want to say how this segment works, because even though we can hurt Null here as he's trying to escape, it's all based on distance. Actually doing damage to him doesn't matter, if I remember correctly. Again, it's been a few months since I've watched the speedrun, but I want to say it doesn't matter how much damage you do. What matters is just once he goes far enough, you'll be able to deal with him. Of course, we do want to take out those tentacles. Hey, let's get our flippers back. And I think we do want to use the Chomp Fin here. Because, yeah, he'll spawn that, which will use tornadoes. I don't know. We might... Yeah, it's just easier to use the Chomp Fin. This is... He drops a lot of hearts here, so this is a good time to, you know, recover hearts if you need to. And yes, we do have enough of that we can summon 2 Chomp Fins. I forgot about that. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he just does 3 waves. Phase 2 of this boss fight's super easy. I think he just does 3 waves, and then once he's done all 3 waves, it'll move on to the next phase. We also gotta remember to breathe, as I was clearly forgetting there. See, there we go. Maybe you do have to do a certain amount of damage. Just, I don't know. I know there's some weird thing with this boss, or with the second phase, but clearly it doesn't matter. Alright, we're back. Here we are, phase 3. So he's got the claw arms, like phase 1. But, as you can see, he's also got the little guys that he's holding. And I want to say you want to focus on taking out the little guys. Because he can use the little guys to spawn bosses like this. And those bosses do a lot of damage. So I want to say you want to prioritize those. Oh, come on, Link. Yeah, they work the same as any other arm. Yeah, they spawn all the bosses you previously fought in the game. Well. And they're gonna get to obviously harder bosses as we go on. Luckily, this is like a Bioshock situation, so we do not have to worry about Link's health. Alright, now we can spawn our Lionel. Just go to town. Alright, and we're starting to reveal the Prime Energy. So he'll use that, he'll use the little guys to spawn enemies. He'll also try to, like, chase us down. But luckily we can luckily we are a good multitasker. Oh shit, he got us. Okay, we can spawn our Lionel when they're like this. So we have to wait for our Lionel or Link to free us, I think. If they'd actually do their fucking job. Come on, free me. Oh my gosh. Alright, here he is. He's back again. Alright, so Ganon does his Ganon stab. You know, it's Ganon stab. We've done this before. It's because of where he's located, it's just out of range. I know there's a way to get more than one at a time. We're just kind of slow right now. Link. Of course, it doesn't help that. Okay, there we go. So we can see the Triforce in there, but I don't think we can actually, like, walk onto it and do anything. Come on, free me. There we go. Alright, final part, final phase. Come on, do it! Do it! Okay, Link's AI is not perfect, obviously. He's kind of stupid. Okay. Shit. I'll be honest, I completely lost track of us for a second there. Fuck it, let's just use a smoothie. For the first time in the game, let's just drink a smoothie. Oh shit. Come on. Oh, the spider. I actually do not remember him summoning the spider at all. I don't remember this attack. Yeah. What the fuck? Come on! Shit. Alright, this is actually getting a lot closer than I'd want it to. Come on. There you go. Alright, Lionel, finish it off. Oh. Link, help me! There we go. What did I say? We beat the game in under 2:30, and there we are, 2:28. Now, with our powers of the Triforce combined, we can wish for a pizza dinosaur. Give it to me. I wish with all my heart to fly in a land of dragons in a world apart. Or whatever the Dragon Tale saying is. Oh, look at all the little tries. Look at all their derpy little faces. Okay, they only have maybe 6 different faces. Because I definitely do see some repeats. With that, all the tries can mend the world. And see, that's why it's called the Triforce. It's such an easy thing, but nope, they didn't do it. Hey, look, it's the radial menu the game should have had. Zelda, you and I cannot both exist, but every moment you love being yourself, that's me loving you, loving being you. Me and my friends came here to heal this injured world. Now that Null isn't around, creating rifts, everything will be okay. With With Null gone, there's no need for us anymore, so we will return to the goddesses to slumber. This is where we part. What's wrong, Zelda? Hyrule is back to normal, and me and my friends have finished our work here. But you seem like you're not happy. Oh, I understand now. We won't be together anymore. And that's kind of sad, huh? Zelda, when I look at you, I feel all warm inside. I think I want to tell you about this feeling. I'm feeling thank you. I didn't understand this feeling before, but I do now. I have to go. Zelda, I'm grateful to know you, to have known you. Thank you. Goodbye, Tri. You weren't the best Zelda companion, but you also weren't the worst. I can definitely think of a few fairies and robots and hats that are way more annoying than you. But don't try to do the robot gimmick. Trust me, it doesn't work out. And hey, we're back in Castletown. And hey, Link's alive! Hey everybody, Link and Zelda are back. Oh, Link, it's your dad. Kind of. I guess father figure is the more accurate term. So, it is implied that Link is actually talking there, which, again, I know we all treat Link as like a silent protagonist who never talks, and technically that's not true. Link actually talks, like, more often than we think about, but he doesn't have, like, traditional text boxes like most protagonists. But no, there's actually a story explanation in this game that people who get pulled into rifts, they like when Link saved them, they like struggled to talk afterwards, and that's part of Link. Is right, he got pulled into a rift and he lost the ability to talk. And up until that moment. It's a whole thing. It's like you can read it in like Lou Berry's journal or something. It's somewheres in the game. And there we go. There's the credits. So that's Echoes of Wisdom. It is a fine Zelda game. It's not one of my favorites, but it's also not one of my least favorites. I would say it sits like square in the middle. I don't think it makes my top 10. Or if it does make my top 10, it's at like number 10. I do think there are some good ideas in this game. I like the echo mechanic. I like that it's not just, sword and shield. That they're like, okay, we're gonna do something. We're gonna have playable Zelda, so the game's gonna play completely differently. I like that idea. And I think the echoes, it reminds me a lot of Pokemon. Like, honestly, you could make a Pokemon game that plays just like this, and that would probably be a very fun game. But yeah, it's okay. One of my big problems is the dungeon design. I feel like the dungeon design is very basic, very simple. Most dungeons are just straight lines. Yes, some give you a few more choices. Some have some interesting puzzles. But for the most part, they're just straight lines. You get one key, and you have exactly one door you can unlock or go through. It was really only those like last two dungeons where it's like, no, we're gonna actually give you, you're gonna get one key, and you're gonna have an option between like 3 different doors. But the dungeons have a lot of looping. They've got issues. Again, I would love to see a Game Maker's Toolkit style chart for the Echoes of Wisdom dungeons, because I feel like they're all very fucking basic. Let me actually just look it up. Has anyone done dungeon charts? I see dungeon order, but that's not what I'm looking for. I see an interactive map. Best dungeon order. No, nobody. As far as I know, nobody's done a boss key style dungeon graph for these games. But I'd be interested to see what those like, because I feel like they would all be very basic and very simple. But other than that, I think the story is actually kind of interesting. I love having a new antagonist. Yes, is he just an evil version of Tri? Yeah, but I don't mind. Like, this ain't an MCU movie. I don't mind that as much here. I do find it that Ganon is the 4th boss of the game. That's kind of cool. I am kind of disappointed that the map is just the Link to the Past map again. I do like that it's a lot bigger. That instead of just reusing the map, they added all these new areas. I don't want to say they doubled it in size, but it's probably something like that. That's good. There's a lot of side quests we didn't tackle. Like, we helped Dampé a little bit, but there was still a bunch more to do with him. There's horse races, Goron races. There was so much more to do in this game that we didn't touch side quest-wise. So there's a lot here. But yeah, it's an okay game. It's not anything amazing. It's not one of my favorites. But I do like some of what it's doing. It's got some okay characters, right? Like, I make fun of Wright just for being so useless. But like some of these, like, I don't mind the Goron guy here. I don't mind the Gerudos. It was cool to fight Jabu Jabu, and I like the Zoras and their whole music theming. That all works. There's some good ideas here. It is far from the worst Zelda game I've played. But I also don't know if it's one of the best either. Like I said, if it does break my top 10, it's at like number 10. It at least is polished. It works well enough. I know people complain about the frame rate and the lag. Honestly, that's not much of an issue for me. I personally barely notice it. So that means nothing to me. Visually, I know some people don't like the toy style that they use here, the chibi style. I think it's fine. I think the chibi style is cute enough. Yeah. I think the Prime, I mentioned before, I think the Prime Energy thing is dumb. Them calling the Triforce the Prime Energy. But other than that, I think the story's fine. I do definitely feel, I feel like there's potential for a new Zelda game that has one player playing as Link and one player playing as Zelda. We'll talk more about that next week, obviously, because that is, I think, going to be my last topic of the show before in chat, before the actual Switch 2 Direct. Not that I expect anything to come from that. Yeah. For what coming here, I remember in the lead up before this Direct, where this game was announced, I was fully expecting, like, oh, they're probably going to remake Oracle of Ages, or maybe Oracle of Seasons, or maybe they'll just port Wind Waker and Twilight Princess. The fact that we, basically end off the Switch's lifespan with a brand new Zelda game is really cool. That's a really nice surprise. I know people wanted playable Zelda for a long time, myself included, because Link is a fine protagonist, but he's also a silent protagonist. So anyone can project themselves onto Link. So that's kind of why people want playable Zelda. Because with playable Zelda, it's a Link protagonist either way. I'm glad we finally got it. Do I think some of the behind-the-scenes reasons of like, oh, well, we don't just want to do playable Zelda, right? We want to give like a reason for there to be playable Zelda. A lot of the stuff the developers have said behind the scenes about this game is kind of dumb. Right, like listening to Aonuma or whoever else talk about it, there's some kind of dumb stuff there. But at the end of the day, it's fine. They made a fine game. And I know people are really good. And I know people do really enjoy it. And I had a good time. I'm glad as like one of my last like Switch loose ends. Not that we're done with the Switch by any means. Oh my god. We still gotta finish Donkey Kong. We're still we got a Splatfest in like 2 weeks. I'm not done with the Switch by any means, but I consider this like this is like the one game I wanted to play that, we didn't do it at launch because I didn't want to, and I don't regret that by any means. But no, it's a decent game. It's a decent Zelda. There are, not counting the CDI games, there are no bad Zelda games. The only bad Zelda games are the CDI games. Yeah, I enjoyed it. I'm glad we did it. Could I have maybe finished it on Thursday? Yeah, probably. But I don't mind not finishing it. Alright, yeah, I didn't mind finishing it today. I mean, I definitely would have been in better spirits than I am now, because, ugh. But we did it, and that's what matters. So yeah, coming up in the future, we'll be back on Friday for In Chat. We'll be talking about Zelda, hopefully. Hopefully we'll be talking about Zelda. We'll talk about Minecraft Live and anything left. And then the Switch 2 reveal is in like 10 or 11 days. That's right around the corner. So you better believe we'll be there for that. But with that, I hope you all enjoyed. Stay tuned for more. Until next time, peace.